Hello everyone and welcome back to our river cruise vlog with MS Antonia. In this episode we will stop in Gorinchem and in Arnheim. During this cruise we sail between the cities during daytime and often have 2 stops every day. Comparing with the bigger cruise lines, we are really enjoyable this, where we have a cabin close by the waterline and you can just sit back and relax and enjoy the wonderful sceneries from the cabin on these front row seats by the riverside. After a really nice enjoyable afternoon, we arrived at Gorinchem during the afternoon. Here we will be docked in about 4 hours and time for a really nice walk in the town's city center. We will dock about 3 minutes walk from the town wall. Just 3 minutes walk from our docking site, we were in the middle of the town center. We enjoyed the wonderful weather and the really nice architecture here in the small town. Gorinchem has 37,000 inhabitants and is a part of the region Holland. And the main town city center is a really treat to your eyes if you are interested in architecture. It's a really well preserved city center and lots of cafes, restaurants and even shops. During this visit in the afternoon, lots of the stores was closing, so we took a stroll around this wall that surround the city center. And the weather was really enjoyable autumn day. Now it's time to head back to Antonia to get prepared for this evening. During this evening it was captain's dinner, where we were presented for all the officers and all the crew. And it's not always that you can meet all of the crew on board on the presentation during the cocktail. For dinner it was a lovely treat as usual here on board, and the food quality on Antonia is really excellent. As you see, really nice presentation and the taste was really enjoyable. And of course, as a gala dinner, it was baked Alaska as dessert. After dinner, it was time to head up to the lounge here on board, where our cruise flight leader Lucas was holding a music request evening where we could wish our own favorite songs, while we slowly sailed into the night to our next destination. As a Swedish couple, it's really fun to see the typical German culture and music style. After a really good night's sleep, we arrived in Arnheim. As usual, we start a morning walk on the sun deck before heading down to breakfast, where they serve this extended, really nice breakfast buffet. This time we were docked a little bit further out from the city center, about 15 minutes walk. Arnhem has 164,000 inhabitants and is a part of the province Gelderland. We really enjoy to take a morning stroll in the city before all the stores and people has waken up. It's nice to see people in their everyday life go to school and to work. The city center is really cozy, with also lots of restaurants and shops. And I must say, this is one of the most wonderful McDonald's houses I ever seen. We really think it's interesting to visit the main central station of every city. Here you can see the architecture that really symbolizes the city and even the social infrastructure and how people actually are living, and the city want to present the visitors first glance of the town. This central station is really lovely. I think it felt like you went into a modern art museum with these big windows that make it light and bright and really easy to navigate. Here it's really a lot of restaurants, and I just can imagine how bustling the nightlife is here. So maybe we'll go here in the near future to just enjoy the town. During this time, we had the pleasure to visit the Arnheim Food Festival that were held during this weekend. It was really nice to go around by the stands and look at everything that are local produced and what they are proud of serving in this area and in Holland in general. One thing that is a little bit sad when you are on a cruise and are traveling, that you cannot buy everything you want to try with you home. But it's a nice way to get inspired to make and prepare some food when you come home. After a few hours walk, it was time to head back to our ship, and it was soon time for us to departure. One of the best things that we love with the cruise is to enjoy a meal and see the scenery go by outside. And what's better to eat a lunch while sailing down the river. Here is a really sad sight. We see lots of river cruise ship that actually is used for refugee homes because of the war in Ukraine. One of our waiters was from Ukraine and was a really lovely person, and I felt really sad to know that his landsman was on these other cruise ships that was refugee homes. After a really lovely lunch, we continue our journey down the riverside and enjoy some walk on the sun deck. Even if it was a little bit cold, the weather was really wonderful here in the autumn. I don't think river cruises are for everyone, but it's a really wonderful way to see smaller cities and get lots of time to relax and just enjoy yourself and your company. Meanwhile, you enjoy a really nice food and beverage selection. After a really enjoyable and relaxing afternoon, it was time to head up to the main lounge to enjoy a nice cocktail before dinner, as our usual tradition on board a cruise ship. Later on, it was time to head down to the main restaurant to enjoy this wonderful food once again. We really want to highlight the chefs and crew in the restaurant for an excellent job and surprising with lots of different tastes. We will arrive in Cologne quite early due to cruise ship congestions. Due to lack of portside, we were arriving quite early, so it was time to head to bed after we packed our bags. Breakfast time, and our bag was in the lobby and ready to get disembarked by our fantastic crew. It was really sad to get ashore this early morning, but we had lots of nice memories from MS Antonia and Phönix Rejsen. We are already planning our next river cruise. It's a perfect way of relaxing. The cruise is often a few days less than a normal cruise, but it's a perfect way to relax. Small scale, but upscale. Now it's time to head to Düsseldorf Airport from Cologne, and we hope you liked the video and see you in the next.